Healthcare no be to build fancy hospital, na to get quality doctors wey go fit administer ogbonge healthcare services give the people. Obaseki na im talk this one. Edo State Governor Godwin Obaseki don talk say im administration dey reorganize healthcare system for the state, say dem dey seriously work to make sure say we go wake up one day see say Edo healthcare sector don become wetin dem no fit take compare another one for Naija. He yarn this one for one TIQ dinner wey dem set up for home-based medical doctors and non-medical volunteers wey do the free medical outreach for 5,000 Edo people when Association of Nigerian Physicians in the Americas collabo for Benin. Obaseki come talk say we no need central hospital, say every ward for the state go begin get clinic or primary healthcare center so that people no go dey waka far to find care. He come yarn the doctor say him hail them wella and wetin the outreach teach am be say we fit build our own healthcare to any standard wey we like for the world.
There's so many of you this evening who have come to support us and to join us to appreciate the amazing, selfless volunteers in Nigeria who have made this medical mission history. We thought that it's important to have a thank you evening for you because you've done something that you may not realize. The impression seems to be given that anything that government has to do with government is all about money. But you have helped me change that fact, that notion, that we are still human beings at the end of the day who care for one another. The spirit of volunteering, which I thought had disappeared from us, I can see that it's still very much alive. For what we spent as a government, the value we received from you and our brothers abroad, in investment terms, we'll say this was just extraordinary returns. What we got back in terms of value from this mission, which has been supported by you, is multiples, when I mean 100 times of what we put in as government. People said at the end of the mission, how do you say thank you to these volunteers? Oh, you should send them money, give them. I said it negates that very spirit. How much can we pay you for that week, for those 2 weeks you took out to just be there with those patients, those children that came in almost helpless? Cash alone cannot pay you. That's why I said, let us have this evening and express from our hearts the gratitude which we feel. My brother from UBTH and a few of the speakers have talked about the kind of gains and the meaning of this mission and what the transformational effect of this medical mission. So let me just re-emphasize. There are about a few things that have come up. First, the issue of collaboration. That when we collaborate as a people, as professionals, as institutions, we get so much more achieved. So it is an amazing collaboration between local practitioners and their professional colleagues from abroad. Amazing collaboration between federal agencies and state and local government agencies. Wonderful collaboration between the core clinical personnel, medical personnel, and non-clinical personnel. One of the people acknowledged here this evening is one of the people who provided logistic supports for this team. So it was an example in collaboration. And people worked from their hearts. They were not thinking about what they could get and who was more important or more superior in terms of, the services being provided. The other point which came out of this mission, which I'm so grateful for, is the point I've been trying to make, that healthcare is not about fancy hospitals. It's not about sophisticated equipment alone. Healthcare is about people. It's about the quality of the training and the professionalism of the people who administer healthcare services. And we can see it from our brothers and sisters in the diaspora. They used what they met here. They did not bring the sophisticated equipment that they are used to working with abroad. They used what we have here and see what they accomplished just working with you at home. The other point I want to make, which has been a big political issue, and I'm so grateful here tonight, and my mom and my big auntie Clara are here. As a child, there was no day I closed from school, primary school in St. Matthews, I did not go to the general hospital, which we now call Central Hospital. So nobody, there are very few people who are as vested as I am in that hospital. So when I say that we cannot continue to have a centralized healthcare system, and we should bring that hospital down and decentralize the healthcare, I know what I'm talking about. And that is what we have done, and I have no regrets. And our brothers from the diaspora have come to prove us right. We cannot centralize healthcare. We must have a clinic in every neighborhood. Call it PHC, call it a clinic, call it whatever, in every ward and every neighborhood. You do not have to travel miles to go and seek healthcare. And your medical practitioner must be close to you and have a personal relationship with you. That is what we are seeking to achieve. And by the grace of God, before we leave office, we will make sure that every ward in Edo State has a primary healthcare center. So tonight is a night to just express gratitude. We said thank you to our brothers who came from the Americas, but we didn't want it to seem as if they alone made it happen. You were 3 times their number. Without you, they could not have done what they did. Without you, all the amazing things that we have heard and seen tonight would not have happened. And we just felt that tonight we should come, call you together, share a meal with you, and express our profound gratitude from the bottom of our hearts. But just note that this is just the beginning. We have no choice but to fix our healthcare system. We have to invest in our healthcare system and rebuild our healthcare system. Because we have seen in our lifetime that with all the money you have, with all your rich in the world, when you have a pandemic situation or you have an emergency situation, you need your own healthcare system to be able to support you, no matter how rich you are. And that is our goal in Edo State. We cannot continue to lament and complain about Nigeria. Let us start our own. Let's begin to do what we can for ourselves here. Maybe others will see what we're doing and emulate what we're doing and also support what we're doing. But the lesson of this mission is that we can build our own healthcare system to the standards that exist anywhere in the world, which we pay so much to go and receive healthcare from.
Commissioner for Health for Edo State, Professor Obeya Koriakon hailed the stakeholders where them take put hand for the success of the medical mission, we don't change the lives of 5,000 people for Edo State.
I count it an honor to be the one to stand here at this time to do this. It could have been any one of the local volunteers that we are celebrating today. And I do not take this honor for granted. We are here this evening to give glory to God for what has turned out to be a very successful medical mission, one of its type in this country. It has never happened like this in this country. 2 weeks ago, we were here when the governor and his wife rolled out the drums to celebrate our colleagues from the Association of Nigerian Physicians in the Americas. And having done that, they felt that it is necessary to appreciate the local team, without whom it would not have been possible to achieve all that we achieved during the mission. Most of you became aware of the mission when it started at the end of April. But months before that, several months, even since last year, a lot of work had been going on the ground. And the reason we are here this evening is to celebrate everyone who contributed in one way or the other to making what we saw during the AMPA mission what it was.
Chief Medical Director for Edo Specialist Hospital and co-chairman for the local organizing committee, Dr. Sunday Adeoye Kontok say, now 150 surgeries them do for Edo Specialist Hospital, 180 surgeries for University of Benin Teaching Hospital, 9 vesico vaginal fistula VVF surgeries, say them give 2,500 free medicated classes and ETHIS standard for the mission to make sure say the Ogbonge people of Edo get free treatment.
At Uber PHC, after His Excellency's flag off, we subsequently saw the medical patients that came there. People came, we had the consultant physicians, the medical team led by Dr. Adewale here. His team, working with the AMPA team, had shared themselves into Uber and shared themselves into Oredo. So the COVID screening was done there, sugar test was done for patients because we don't know people don't know they are diabetic, so it was an opportunity to screen people for DM, for diabetes, and of course attend to patients. The urinalysis was also done free of cost because some people will actually have renal pathology and they may not know. The urinalysis may just be the first time they might pick proteinuria, protein in the urine, that may give a sign that there may be a problem with the kidney. That was also done free of cost. So at the end of the day, quite a number of medical patients we attended to at Uber PHC. Then we go to Edo Specialist Hospital. Here we did the orthopedic surgeries were done there. The neurosurgeries were done there. About 9 neurosurgeries were done there. General surgeries were done there. Ophthalmology surgeries were done there at Edo Specialist Hospital. And at the end of the day, about 150 surgical interventions occurred within a 1-week period at Edo Specialist Hospital. And of course, the drugs were equally given to them. An important thing with the medical services that were rendered was that the insurance people were there. Because it's important to us to have a continuum of care. It's not just enough for you to come and receive care. You are hypertensive or you are diabetic. Now what happens at the end of the mission when you cannot pay out of pocket for your drugs? And that's why the insurance people are there, and we're appreciative of the efforts of the DG of insurance to ensure that the patients can subsequently be followed up. The indigent patients, the insurance is actually going to continue, enable them to continue their care. Hospital Management Board, we had the eye people there, the optometrists there. There we were able to carve out, using the boardroom, is a facility there where the eye checks were done, and at the end of the day, about 2,500 eyeglasses were given to patients at the end of the day, courtesy of the